Hey YouTube, Vermont Prepper. What I'm going to do today is review my new cargo container that I used cross country from Vermont to Florida while carrying various music equipment in it. Basically, I used my Passat and I have an electronic drum kit, and you can see a lot of equipment inside the car there, but on top I was able to fit my rack for the electronic kit. I had to take it apart in 3 sections, but most of it was left intact. I was able to keep all of the cables on it and things like that, but I wanted to talk about the durability of this particular cargo container, and I'm not sponsored by them or anything, so I'm not getting any kind of money for this. I will put links in the description where if you do click on it, I do get a commission on it, but I only do reviews of things that I actually use and things that I actually like, so I really believe in the product. So anyways, I took this from Vermont to Sarasota, Florida, and I saw in some of the descriptions or the comments in the Amazon that it was noisy, and I figured out what it was that makes the noise. It's basically these straps flapping. Okay, so if you're able to secure these straps, and you could either put like a piece of tape around them or something like that, you're not going to hear any noise. I went probably, speed limit, maybe a little bit above, and you barely hear anything on it. It was very, very quiet, and sometimes I didn't hear anything. Maybe once in a while, and there was actually high winds on the way back on Route 81 through Pennsylvania, and I really didn't hear anything during that time. But the durability on this is just phenomenal. I was really pleased that everything was really like dry on the inside, and plenty of room. And they have like a little flap right here that covers the zipper on 3 sides. So what I did is I did the one in the front. There's no flap, it's just like a seam, it's no zipper there, so I put that in the front. And then what I did is strap these there's actually 8 straps on 4 on each side. Actually, it's 2 in the front, 2 in the back, and then 2 on each side, right? So I don't have like a roof rack where you can strap this to, so I used a mat. And this looks to me like, it's specifically for cargo containers, but really it's nothing more than toolbox liner, I think. It looks exactly the same, feels exactly the same, so you can probably use toolbox liner to keep your car from scratching on the top, even though there's nothing really to scratch, but you don't want things moving around, and I have a sunroof on there, so I don't want anything cracking the sunroof. But in any event, here's how I mounted it. You see the straps right there. I brought them up underneath the handles inside the car, and there's 4 handles inside the car, 2 in the front and 2 in the back. You just wrap them around and come back up and mount them. So this could probably be done with relatively any reasonably new car. Probably, when I say reasonably new, I mean probably in the late 90s, 2000s, where they have the handles and you don't need a roof rack. So what I'll do next is I'll open it up and I'll show you what I put in it and how I kind of cushioned it a little bit. I cushioned the rack because I have some things that, some drum mounts that stick up and out. I just kind of put a pillow on it. So being a one-man show, I'm going to unzip it and I'll show you after it's unzipped what's in it. In the last segment, I started droning off about the cargo container, and I forgot to mention the actual make of it. So it's called Auperto, and I'm hoping that I'm pronouncing that right. And it comes in various sizes. This particular one is 15 cubic feet, and it's just the right size for the Passat. But they have one 15, 20, and 26 foot, and the 26 cubic foot is for a truck bed. And the 15 one fits perfectly right on top of my Passat. Maybe I could have used a 20, but I really don't need it. I think it probably would have been a little bit too long. It would have been hard to secure the straps. You can see how the straps, how long they are. So they're going to fit just about any car, again, that has the handles. And what I did is I undid all of I unzipped the zipper, and what you do is you see how this flap comes up, and it has Velcro so that you can keep the flap down when you're driving. And what I'll say is that I posted a video on a snowstorm that I came through on the way back from Florida when I entered Vermont, and it was a pretty heavy snowstorm. There were no plows, nothing. So when I arrived back in town, I was basically in a blizzard, and I was a little bit worried about the stuff inside here. And I'll open it. You're seeing it the first time that I am as well. So you see right here, and you can see it's totally dry. And this, I actually had it sit inside the car for 2 days after I got home. I've been home for 2 days. And what I did is packed, you see the rack equipment in there. I put a pillow on top of it, because you see the actual drum mount right there. The drum goes on top of that mount right there. It gets mounted to the side of the drum. And I put the pillow on there so that it wouldn't poke through the top of the container. And everything is totally dry, even after sitting for 2 days and going through a major snowstorm. So, extremely pleased with it. There are no rips, no tears. The straps held on perfectly, nothing moved. I do recommend the cargo mat. Again, you can use it as a, you can get one on Amazon. I'll post a link, or you can use some tool tray liner as well. It's the same thing. Alright, so that's basically it. I don't really have anything else. The only other thing that I'll say is I put a little inflatable mat on the bottom there, because I was kind of worried about my sunroof, because there's kind of poking metal objects coming out, and I figured, well, if I go over a bump, I don't want something to really poke through my sunroof or crack it even. So I did that, but probably don't need it. I'll probably continue to use it though, just in case. I will say that the container likes to be full, which is another reason why I put the pillows on top, because it kind of, filled out the container. I believe that keeping it full actually even reduces the noises as well, because you don't have the container flapping around. But everything settles out and works fine. Again, the front does not have a zipper, so it's zipped on 3 sides. But again, anywhere from $45 to $96. I mean, totally worth the amount of money in my view. And I drove close to 3,000 miles with it without any kind of incident at all. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I appreciate you watching, and as always, like, subscribe, comment, see the links below for the I'll put the various sizes in there as well in case you need something bigger, but mine is the smallest variation. Alright, everyone, take care, and keep prepping. Vermont Prepper out.